Hiya!
Welcome to episode number dos of the
Dos.
CVT podcast.
It's weird that we started with an episode 0. Now it's confusing me. You say episode dos, I'm thinking tres.
Yeah, episode 0 was the pilot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a pilot so that you can make sure that everything's right. And sometimes you do a pilot and it works, and then you do an episode after that and the audio's cooked.
Yeah, nah, it's not very good. But we got 4 today. Episode 4.
It's not even episode 4 in any measurable anything.
Yeah, but Sam's here.
That's the 4 of us. However many people is on the cast, that's what episode number it is. So we're just going to have loads of episode 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
Woo!
Fucking A.
So what's been happening?
Honestly, man, I've just been looking at reels, probably zeitgeisting myself into oblivion.
Living life on Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, we all do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's not pretend like we don't. I mean, some of the shit me and Sam have been sending between each other is
Illegal.
scary.
It's illegal that it's on Instagram now.
Yeah.
Boy, it ruined my life.
Really?
So
Yeah.
I can't open any reel now without going, how's he going to die?
yeah, that happened to me as well. Like, Wax posted a video of just a guy on a Hayabusa driving through traffic, and honestly, I was a little disappointed that he didn't die. I was like, he just made it safely through the traffic, and I was like, what the fuck is this doing in the group chat? Like, I've just been conditioned to expect, at minimal, like some grievous injury or death.
Yeah, me and Sam found a page called Corpse Flips.
Oh, no. Oh,
I don't really
no.
think
Worse.
that it has to be explained.
Yeah,
It's just people that were people and are now corpses being flipped. And it's pretty bad.
I can imagine it being
Yeah.
pretty morbid.
Yeah. It's become the new live leak.
You want just anything on social media, like
Instagram Reels, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Twitter's pretty bad. Twitter's pretty fucked, man.
Yeah.
That's live leaks.
Yeah, fair.
I've got some shit to show you
See, I
today.
don't dabble in the world of X, you know?
Yeah, nah.
It seems
I
like a
avoid that.
scary, lawless place where people go to just get fucking algorithmed and turn into some weird version of themselves.
Yeah.
Don't know anyone
Yeah. Who's that? It's
Can't
not
think
this
of
again.
anyone.
It's like FIFA all over again.
Just fall into wild conspiracy theories. You go on X for 5 minutes, you're back saying the world's flat.
I don't know how algorithmy it is though. Like I check truly.
Spoken like a
It's
true
pretty
algorithm.
algorithmic.
It's pretty
Reckon.
algorithmic, 100%.
It doesn't seem as algorithmy as like Instagram.
That's what you'd say if the algorithms got you, bro. No, I find it all by myself.
No, I'm not saying like I'm digging out and finding exactly what I want to find, but I mean, it's not like Instagram where like you get caught in the loop of stuff. Like you might watch something for 10 seconds and you're like only on that. It's like, well, oh yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, maybe. Mine's just full of journalists. Like it's like 1 minute it's Tucker Carlson, next minute it's some geezer in a tunnel.
Yeah. His current algorithms definitely, algorithms don't exist.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson's a good point though. So I've been watching a bit of Russell Brandage on YouTube, and he was talking about Tucker
Russell Brand's a
Carlson going to
pedo.
Russia. No, he's not. Not yet. When he gets convicted, I'll start watching
Innocent
him.
until proven
But
guilty.
until
In a court of
lit-
law.
the whole thing, literally, what have you heard about it since? They had that
Nah,
big
yeah, it's
C4
mad.
reveal, and then it got swept under the carpet
Yeah.
because it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Controversial opinion. I
It's not
think
like
it was.
the
I think
guy
it was
from
a
that 70s
concerted attack on his character to try and reduce the volume of listeners he's getting, because he's got a counter culture, counter government narrative that they don't want people to hear. But he was getting deep there. He was talking about Tucker Carlson going to Russia and showing a lot of clips of like mainstream media like reporting on it, and mainstream media is not too happy about Tucker Carlson going to Russia. Rumor being that he's going to interview Vladimir Putin.
No, he is.
And-
Really? Today.
Yeah, it's 100% happening. I was when we were sat there before dinner earlier. I was just listening to what he was saying, essentially about the United States not wanting to have anything to do with it, and that they'd actually, intervened and completely stopped a previous interview that was supposed to happen by like phone tapping and stuff. But yeah, they I mean, he's just going to get done for treason. Like, the narrative in the US is that Putin is bad and it pretty much upholds the dollar, right?
Well, I think there's going to be I've watched a few Tucker Carlson interviews, and with interviewees of varying levels of public disgrace, and I think Putin's probably definitely the most high profile outside of he's interviewed Trump and Tate are probably the equal, or the ones that are remotely close. They're not they've not started a war allegedly in Europe, but I think he's gonna ask questions that are on everyone's mind, and I think potentially really the reason that they don't want it is because Putin's answer are just gonna be bro, you poke the bear and the bear's gonna bite your ass. I gave you plenty of warnings, you've kept all of my warnings under wraps and then tried to point their finger at me, blown up Nord Stream, and then expected me to be sound. I'm not saying that he's a good dude, but I just think, this interview could potentially paint him in a slightly more positive light than anyone's expecting. Not positive as in he's a great guy, but just in there'll be a slightly, I don't know if there'll be a little bit more understanding of the entire situation as a whole, because now we'll have two sides of the story as opposed to one heavily propagandized version of the story.
Didn't he bring a guy on that said he sucked Obama's dick?
Yeah, he did interview that guy.
So
he interviews everybody that's got any.
You go. Is he serious? Is he not? What is this really?
Oh, he's pretty serious.
He's come from he was a Fox News anchor. He was the most viewed news anchor in the history.
He's pretty sick.
And but he was. My interpretation was he was kind of part of the machine for a decade and a half, and then he started kind of saying things that were counter narrative, and Fox were get in the bin. You're not out of your contract. You can't say anything. And he was well, I'm just gonna go on X, and you can eat a dick.
Well, he left Fox, or they fired him. The reason he left was over freedom of speech. There's a clip of him referring to the World Economic Forum last year as our Swedish lizard overlords or something. It the clip goes to these guys at the World Economic Forum, and they're just singing they're doing a hymn, they're humming a song, the most sort of quite literally me soon 35-year-old yoga instructor just singing in the middle of Kumbaya in those ones, and it's just them at the World Economic Forum just on stage just doing that. It's funny. What? And he just laughs and he's and with that, have a great weekend.
I'm looking forward to him interviewing the guy that sucked Putin's dick, to be honest.
Which one?
That's next. Yeah.
Obama.
That's the actual reason. That's the actual reason all these oligarchs have been getting smoked when they're on planes and getting poisoned, is they're all people that sucked his dick that are threatening to tell the world. Boom. Novichok.
What if he just comes on and talks about how hard he is?
You wouldn't really be surprised, would you? You'd be
I'm the fucking Crimson Chin.
He comes on, he's mate, Kim Jong-un, I'll smash his glass ass jaw right now. He tries to set up a super fight at Riyadh season to replace the Fury fight.
He's fucking, who do you think taught Rey Mysterio the 619? It's fucking me, bitch.
Mate, I still don't think
he comes out for the interview just to the John Cena music, just watch out,
Vladimir Putin. I still don't think he's doing Kim Jong though.
I reckon.
Nah.
I reckon.
Kim's the man.
Kim couldn't run the length of himself, and Putin's a formerly finely tuned athletic machine who rides horses not like a fat cunt.
Bringing up Kim again though, I saw a video of him on a speedboat, those kind of military boats that are just a bit bigger than a speedboat. They've got a
like a little canopy.
They've got a canopy. He's on it, and then there's just shitloads of soldiers just chasing him into the sea, trying to touch the boat and shit.
His hair would look so good on that boat.
Sounds like you've just watched some deep North Korean propaganda.
Yeah. It was literally it was on X.
I bet you they've just played the video. They've just played the video of all the people in the water in reverse, and the boat going forward, but it's actually just him chucking loads of people off a boat into the sea, and so it looks like they're trying to swim towards it and touch it because they're in reverse. That's what I reckon. Just chucking the North Koreans overboard. He's not like known for being like super sound to his country.
No, he's not.
So why would I don't think?
No, but I think
like,
that's behind closed doors, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's behind closed doors. Like to the face, like to the public, he's got they all like want to die for him, and they're crying, and they have all the videos of like how triumphant he's been.
But it's more like
God,
you better cry or you're dead.
He's dead.
No, God.
Oh, he's God. Yeah. I think he said dead. I was like,
God,
shit.
yeah, just now.
That's quick. What today?
God is dead.
Nah, what did he do? Get 18 hole-in-ones or something?
Helped North Korea win the World Cup.
Yep.
Beat Brazil 6-0 in the final.
You see that?
Unbelievable.
That
What a
propaganda
country,
video.
man.
He's just like, fuck it. I don't care if we lose. We win, bitch.
What a country.
Can you imagine that? It's just this picture on your wall growing up of this guy that cannot even get you a loaf of bread. And you're supposed to just fucking
You just
kiss it
worship
on the
him.
forehead. Every day he dies, you've got 18 days of mourning. The whole time you're starving, by the way.
You were talking about drone tech the
Yeah.
other day. I can't remember what conversation we were having that about. Like egging stuff, just stupidly using drones for dropping shit on stuff. Well, after seeing some videos of Ukraine and the rest of it that are spamming our Instagram reels, but drone tech now, imagine that in North Korea. Like, you just don't need people to be enforcing it on the streets anymore. You just fly a little plane in, just get back in your house, boom. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild,
Apple Vision Pro X drone strikes. Let's go,
mate. I'm not having
it's
anything
like
bad.
it's like it's happening in my room.
happening.
Woo!
Yeah, those things look mad.
Yeah,
I saw a
I'm
video
afraid of them,
today
to be honest.
Of a guy just walking around his house and showing like the setup that he'd cooked up, and he just had like a screen that I don't know. You position these screens around your house.
What? So you can just like walk room to room?
So, he just has like a menu up by his oven.
Like
and it has videos, like all the tutorial videos on what like menu foods he has. And
just
everything.
next to the oven.
Yeah, just like he walks in, he's got it on, and it's just right there. It's got Gordon Ramsay teaching him how to cook fucking spag bowl or something.
Give me that shit, man.
He goes over to the fridge and it's got his list of things that he's eaten and like what he needs to buy. And it's just like, fuck, man. That's literally virtual reality in real life. Like you are living in a virtual world.
Keen.
It's fucking sick and scary.
It's well scary, but I'm
It'll be even
still
scarier
so
when it's
keen.
implanted
your brain.
and not
It's
just
not healthy.
on your head once it's in you.
Keen to immerse,
That'll be
man.
Fucked.
Yeah, you are well keen to immerse.
Paz will be the first robotic human. He'll have like
Oh, bro, yeah, robot
his
me up.
arms and legs removed and replaced.
Controversial one. No one wants this. I mean, I'm happy to die, but like, I don't. If you could take all of me and I could still feel and know and whatever, like, take my brain out, put it in a jar, and let me operate a body on Mars, I'm down for it, man.
That's like Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Again, there's that episode. It's like San Junipero, where they just upload, like, old person hits 90, they're having a shit time. They're like, oh, we'll just upload you into this computer and you just live at 21 for the rest of your life at this big ass fucking party, take heaps of drugs, and it's just on repeat. And you never have a hangover. And they're like, whoa, sick.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you stop? Like, and do you pull the plug?
And how do you stop some fucking terrorist guy running in there with a bomb and killing like 40 million people uploaded
Or,
onto
Yeah.
or if you've got that tech, like where that is happening, for every good guy making cool tech like that, there's going to be hackers. Some guy hacks a mainframe with like 65,000 brains in it and just, I don't know, like does some crazy
Turns it
shit.
terrible.
And like, yeah, like
Fills it with
puts like a
lines.
Trojan into your brain where your robot you're controlling or whatever, or like your entire world just corrupted and you're in eternal digital hell.
Yeah.
Peak.
Oh, that'd be scary as hell.
It'd be
Some human-sized ants, send them in there.
the human-sized ants return, crippled by their own body weight.
That'd be scary.
Fat bastards.
Sizable beasts.
Excuse me.
If you were put in a jar and you could go and live up on Mars, do you reckon you'd get to pick your body you walked around, or you'd have to go in same as you are?
You'd fucking hope so, wouldn't you? You'd hope that you got to pick it would be like going in. It would be like playing Skyrim. It would be like playing Skyrim and then not being able to select your character at the start. You just get some random
That's
like
just Jake.
grub and then you're stuck there. Like that's it. Or you would just assume that it would do, if you got that technology, it would just do a 3D scan of your body, be like, this is what it looked like at what age do you want to be, and then just, or it would give you like some mad crazy like
Robot
machine.
thing, right? That's what I would think. Like, why be a human if you can be a digger? Like, what's more useful on Mars? Probably a digger.
Corner Boy, sponsored by JCB.
Sponsored by Tonka.
But like, if you were going to be deployed on Mars to be a robot, essentially, or like, you know, whatever they look like, those exoskeletons, you're going to be able to do anything, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be fully customizable. It's going to be some Halo shit. Like,
Yeah, you won't have to do any breath work. That's for sure. No
laps around a football pitch.
diaphragmatic breathing or anything. Yeah. I'm quite interested to see what that will actually achieve, though.
the old Kama Sutra of breathing.
Yeah.
Just to provide some context, we did some breathing exercises at football training yesterday. So we all turned up expecting like immediate like cardiovascular punishment, and then this geezer from a gym came and just got us like breathing really calmly and teaching us about different stages of breathing. And so at the time we took it well seriously, but in the aftermath we've just been comparing it to yoga weirdness and making mockeries of it. But it could prove fruitful. I might be able to run the length of myself in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, I don't know if mockeries, but
I've been
it'll be interesting to see if it actually makes an impact, I guess, right?
It 100% will. Definitely.
And we're all told, though, that we were inefficient at breathing.
Yeah.
We had breathing deficiency.
Oh, breathing deficiencies.
What was it? Yeah, like deficient or
You
something.
don't know how to breathe properly.
Yeah. 20 however many years.
Hmm.
And the one thing you thought you were shit hot at, you fucking
I
suck.
googled it today, and apparently 91% of pro athletes have that same, like, they're deficient in their breathing.
What was the exact thing you Googled?
I googled, can't remember.
Pull it up,
about,
Jamie.
like, breathing exercises, fucking sport athlete, and I just looked at a bunch of pictures.
I mean, I'm not surprised that we were sort of that nose breathing thing running around the pitch was interesting. I sounded, well, I'm sure we all sounded like a litter of pugs, but yeah, it was difficult, man.
Yeah.
It'd be tough if you had a blocked nose.
Yeah,
I'd say I live life like 40% of the time with a nostril block.
You reckon?
why is that?
Yeah. No reason.
Yeah, no, it could be a messy affair when we have to redo that fitness test in winter, I'd say.
Hopefully we all beat our times. I mean, there was a pretty nasty headwind.
Yeah,
So I think
that
that's
was
a
the
20-second wind.
I'm hoping that what will also assist in my an increase in my breathing efficiency, is as of instead of doing the generic post on Instagram where I'm like, oh, I'm changing my life, and being a yoga instructor, I'm just gonna say it on the podcast so that either loads of people will listen to it and I'll get pulled up for general misdemeanors more frequently, but also it's like a commitment. I'm gonna not vape, but like actually not vape. I'm not buying any more vape. I'm not allowed a puff of a vape. Like if I ask you for a puff of the vape, slap me in the face.
I love this.
My word on the internet for all the masses to hear. You see me with a vape, you can either slap it out of my hand and take it and it's yours, or you can slap me on the face and I get to keep the vape. But then I'm also
This is some weird virtue signaling or something.
no.
Bro.
I'm just. I did that test yesterday, and I was 20 seconds slower than you guys, and that's with degenerate vapage. So I reckon without degenerate vapage and continued gymmage, I'll be like healthy. So I'm just putting it out there so that I then have to do it. Otherwise, I look like a bitch on the internet.
I respect it.
I'm not having it.
It's just, can you do it?
100%.
100%? All right.
Yeah.
Well, remains to be seen. I'm looking forward to slapping you in the face, though.
See, well, you're not gonna, because I don't own a vape anymore. I just gave you my last one.
Right.
But yeah, that's breathing efficiency upgraded immediately.
Yep.
Or I'm gonna get really, really tough cheeks.
Red cheeks.
Red cheeks.
Just tough cheeks.
Bruised head.
I'm gonna get calloused cheeks.
You could join a slap fighting federation and just
Nah,
vape before
oh
each,
mate,
before each
the
slap.
reels I've seen of that, like you never see, like I've seen one reel where it's just two guys slapping each other and neither of them falling over, and the rest of them it's just like immediate
unconsciousness,
like turned into like just like spasming people on the floor,
just
level
straight seizure.
slaps. It's not sound.
It doesn't seem like a fair contest. I mean, it's a fair contest, but it doesn't seem like the sort of thing that
should be.
There's no skill or like.
If you're hench and you go first, you win.
Did you see how it started? It was like redneck hillbilly slap fights. That's like the first.
No.
That's the first
See,
edition.
I paid for that.
That's the first edition where they just get like cracked out Steve to come and slap up his mum or something.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the reason that they probably had to stop that was because they were literally just filming domestic violence because they were all just slapping their cousins.
Yeah. But it's now become Dana White's second baby.
You'd pay to watch like skinny people do it. You know, like I don't like the whole bodybuilder type like trained to be a slap fighter.
Yeah.
Like just watch two geezers that can barely knock out a wank try and slap each other's heads off. That's class.
Yeah.
It's
Like
called
one eye
power
swollen.
slap, though.
They've lost teeth. But that's
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like one slap. The guy he headbutts the podium so hard because he's instantly unconscious.
So dirt.
And it's just you're watching brain damage.
Yeah. What's it called? CTE?
CTE?
CTE, yeah.
The old CTE. End up like Muhammad Ali.
Poor fella.
Poor fella. Leading into the game.
There's a few losing to that at the minute. What's your man's name from Back to the Future? Poor fella.
I don't know if that's
Michael
CTE.
J. Fox. That's not a
That's
CTE.
Parkinson's.
He's got Parkinson's, bro. He's just. What is it?
But that's what Muhammad Ali had. Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's.
I think that was onset by CTE, though. I think Michael J. Fox just like naturally got Parkinson's from being old and his brain packing it in.
Yeah.
That's why
a
he's
cop out.
generating.
You don't know that he wasn't strangle wanking and like butting his head off a full-looking door.
Could have been, but now he's great at making martinis and shit at stealing tambourines.
Where do you come up with this shit?
Shaky. There's things you're good at and bad at, depending on how much you can sit still.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's very true.
But I was thinking the other day that I was like trying to think of like segments that would be funny to do on the cast, and as I was thinking that, I was on the bus home and I went past a mosque and I was like, Jake Investigates could be a good segment where I just go to places that I've never been in before and just see what's going on and report back. But then I highlighted this idea to Connor and was like, this could be a sick idea. And he was like, just whatever you do, like, don't take a camera with you, because historically white dudes with GoPros going into mosques is not entirely the best idea.
Fucking hell.
So
My
I
God.
scratched that idea, and I instead I'm now still on the hunt for more ideas, or alternatively maybe just other places to investigate that would be funny
There's
to
loads
describe.
of abandoned places around.
But they're all gonna describing abandoned places are mostly gonna be the same.
Yeah.
The same thing. I went there, it was empty. Someone drew a dick on the wall with spray paint.
Yeah.
There's a swastika over on that wall. There's like something that looks suspiciously like blood on the floor, and they've tried to make it look like a satanic ritual.
Jake
This is-
investigates.
Before or after you've left.
Yeah, true. Have to get a safe distance away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's an interesting thought. It's an interesting idea.
Hmm.
So does that mean we're going to incorporate a level of video into the podcast?
Well, this is a spoiler alert. This is the question that's gone out on episode 1, which is out today. You should listen to that and share it and subscribe and do all the things.
Definitely
But
subscribe.
episode 1's poll on Spotify is, should we include video? Yep. Or nah. So we'll see what the people
waiting
say.
to
If
hear.
the people want video, we'll give them video. But like, I think the majority of our listeners know what I look like, and we'll probably try and avoid.
Yes.
We are back.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Another one.
Back again.
D-
Jake decided to just give
Khaled.
his mic just the right hand, send it flying.
Just got angry.
Yeah, I was
Slap that shit.
infuriated. I'm an angry guy. What can I say?
As angry as the fucking French farmers, bro.
Oh,
Those
here we
motherfuckers
go.
are angry.
Tell
What are
us,
they
Bears.
saying?
They are saying not very good things for the government. They are tearing up highways. They're burning tires everywhere. They ain't happy.
Why aren't they happy?
They're not happy because climate change and all the implementations on their tax around nitrogen and all the gases that they have to use and burn to use their big old diggers and instruments to plow, all of their agricultural instruments to work are quite literally being taxed out their assholes, or they're being told that they need to buy new stuff that's got a cobalt battery in it that'll last like 10 years or whatever.
Damn.
And they ain't happy.
And what are they doing about it?
They are quite literally like, I got a video here that I bookmarked of them quite literally lining up hundreds upon thousands of tires and just burning them
Oh, god damn.
on
Is
the
that
highways.
On a freeway.
Yeah. So
Holy
they're just
fuck.
causing mass problem.
It's a bad time to be French and trying to go to work. Forget having your hand fucking super glued to the floor. They're burning 1,000 tires.
Good time to be a French pyromaniac, though.
Yeah.
The other one that I saw that they were doing, and I haven't got the video saved, is that they were putting like the what they use to channel for seeding. They basically put big forks in the ground and drag it through the dirt like a meter deep. They use it for laying pipes too and running cables under the ground. But they're dragging them straight across the highways and across like big main roads, connecting cities. So they're just completely fucking
Just
up.
fucking shit up.
Yeah, they're just fucking it all
They're
up.
like, if you're going to take our money, we're going to make it of no use to you. You have to spend it to fix this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
To be fair, if the French are good at one thing, it is protesting when they're not happy.
Mm.
Like, if
They
the
do it
government do
well.
anything that pisses them off, it's just like, oh well, sweet, we're not going to work, we're not paying tax, kiss my ass. They're historically
Good at
very
rising
good
up.
at it. Yeah,
Yep.
bring back the guillotine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I reckon.
You can't do wrong as a political person there. You just get your head cut off and your family's heads cut off.
Mm,
Do you know when the last guillotine was?
When?
not that long.
Like 1980s,
I was going to
France?
say 60s. Nah,
Yes.
was it in... We're gone.
maybe 60s, maybe 80s.
Holy fuck. They're still cutting off heads in the
Yeah,
60s.
public.
In public.
I think so.
Was that in France or was that
Yeah,
in...
it's in France.
Was it in
Viva la
France?
Revolution,
All right. The
baby.
question is, let's say fucking the Grace Milan
Yeah,
guy,
pull it
for
up, Jamie.
example. Let's say he gets pulled up now and they go, actually, you're getting publicly guillotined. Would you go and watch?
Who?
Go what?
Like,
Go watch.
I was trying to think of a high-profile murderer. Like, do
Oh,
you
yeah?
remember the Grace Milan guy that like strangled that girl?
Indigo,
Yeah, yeah.
like lockdown era.
Oh, we're just talking public murders.
If they said,
No,
we're
not
gonna-
murders,
we're gonna
executions.
even better, let's think the Christchurch shooter. Actually, forget being in prison forever. We're going to parade you around the street and cut your head off in the middle of fucking Courtney Place. Would you be part of the crowd?
Can I
going to
throw
watch?
cabbages at him?
Only if they're rotten.
Yeah, I'm in.
You're down there.
I'm
You're down there
down.
with a
Can I-
big old
can I
burlap
walk
sack
into
of
the-
tomatoes.
To the gallows with like a bell just shouting shame, like Game of Thrones style. I'd be up for that.
Drone cabbages.
I feel like if you
Drone-
said that you wouldn't go and see that,
Drone cabbages.
Drone and cabbage. Just 1,000 drones in the sky, just mortaring cabbages on this guy. He's walking around with like, I don't know, a dunce cap on and like someone's drawn like dickhead on his back or something.
is that maybe the modern guillotine? Is like he just lies down with his head in a chopping block and there's just a drone with like a samurai sword-esque blade that just
Just
drops out
comes
the
in.
sky.
No, just a group of 20 people all think that they're controlling this drone and they all press the button at the same time and no one knows who did it.
This is the
So they do a firing squad, right?
this is the Apple headset crossover. You know, there's only 3 people actually out in the street. You know, everyone else is just watching it from in their house and
Yeah.
flying a drone to drop cabbages and tomatoes on them. And there's just 3 geezers in the street with this guy.
That sounds Black Mirror as well. It's just a drone with a screen and your face on
Yeah,
the front.
Yeah.
Just like,
just blowing raspberries at him.
It's all
So, did
pay
you
per
see
view.
it was the NBA,
Oh, that's some money to be made. It's all pay-per-view.
for what?
Pay-per-view executions.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure you
Dana
could get
White,
that.
you
Yeah.
thought Paris Lap was good. You
Pay
need to
extra.
just start behead Conor McGregor on national TV. See how well that sells. I'd watch that.
Oh, shit. The whole world would buy that.
I mean, that would break the internet.
Literally,
He wouldn't be happy about it though.
he'd be dead, so who gives a fuck?
Last guillotine was 1977.
77.
It's outrageous.
Was
For
it-
some
was
reason,
it
I
in
thought it was in
France?
America, but was it indefinitely in France?
It looks like he has a French name. What was it in France?
Hamid Chandoubi.
What did he do?
What did he do?
What did he do?
He was convicted of torturing and murdering a young woman.
Ah,
So
okay.
fair.
In France though?
Oh, no, the last one in France was 1981.
Holy fuck!
Where
less
was
than
that
50 years
guillotine?
ago.
In? Was that like in the States?
Your dad
In-
was alive when people getting guillotined.
that's unreal.
It's crazy.
Yikes. Also, like, kind of annoyed that they couldn't have just like kept it going for another 25, 30 years as the activist seen it.
To be fair, I think getting guillotined would be better than lethal injection.
Oh yeah, it's just
Do you reckon?
swift.
It's like
yeah, 'cause
60-70% of them are botched.
Yeah, they've got
It's
a new
fucked
one
up.
as well with like nitrogen gas or something.
Yeah.
And the first two didn't work.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
right.
it's
have
like
people
the
in there for, like,
guillotine
4
versus
hours.
the axe. Like the axe is just as inefficient as the lethal injection. Like all the videos
Yeah,
you
it
see
took a
in
few.
like movies is where it's just like, oh yeah, one clean blow. I think if you're an executioner, like they fuck it up heaps, or sometimes they're just like cruel motherfuckers and they'll deliberately not put loads of force into it so that they like are butchering your neck. Whereas a guillotine's like guaranteed. My granddad wrote a book about the guillotine and the history of the guillotine, weirdly enough. Don't ask me anything about it because I don't really know, except he wrote it.
And
Did you
don't
write it
have
in
this
Scottish?
It's called Guillotine. It's I've not read it. I've seen the cover of it and I've seen
book. Right, well, there's your homework for next week.
Yeah, you should
Just
definitely
read your
read that book.
granddad's book.
yeah.
We've all got to bring an excerpt, our favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Yeah, actually, I will do that. I'll hit up my dad. He'll have a copy of it, and he's just
Hell
up the
yeah.
road. So yeah, that's it. That's my first.
Was he, like,
ditch,
really-
ditch
That's
the,
homework. Yeah.
Ditch the GoPro plan. My next segment will be books I've read about weird. To be fair, I've read a fair few books about weird shit recently, so that could be Jake's book report. I've not done one properly ever in my life. School failed them, so maybe this is the time to succeed in the book report department.
Jake reporting in. What's a book you've read recently that is worth reporting in on?
Been rereading a book called Blitzed at the moment.
Is that the one with
Um,
Hitler's face on it?
Yes,
I've seen you
it
reading that.
has got Hitler's face on it. But it
I
is
was a little
about.
worried for a sec.
Yeah, I was worried when I first was gifted it as well, and thought like, what are you trying to do to me? But it's it's really interesting. It's about like in the build up to World War II
Mhm.
and during World War II, kind of the creation of like the opium trade and the or at least like the heroin trade and like amphetamines and cocaine. Loads of weird stats. I'll save it, but yeah, it's a real interesting book just about kind of the evolution of the drug trade and its effect and potential influence on the Third Reich, both in the build up to and during, where it was
Interesting.
obviously
That does sound like a
prolific.
good read.
It's really interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll book report Guillotine first, and then maybe Blitz will come up in a
Alright,
future episode when I've finished it.
It's all beginning to make so much sense now why you've been shopping at that military shop on Cuba Street and growing that big mustache of yours,
Military shop.
ready
Jake
for
can't grow a
harvesting
mustache,
down.
come on.
Yeah, I've been buying
green
buying
suit.
guillotines ready for the revolution, bro.
Yeah.
It's all
We're
comes.
bringing it back, baby.
So
Jake with a guillotine in his room. Scottish accent. It's just the weirdest compilation of.
He's been practicing on mice. He's got cages full of mice and scorpions. What are
scorpions
the
are in
scorpions
Sam's
for?
room.
Milking.
Right, this is Sam's segment that we've been waiting on for a long time. Sam, explain what you're gonna do with scorpions.
Where'd you even start with that, really? Dusty Sunday, probably. And I was on X and stumbled across the fact that cosmetics are a big business, and apparently scorpion milk, venom,
Their butts.
the scorpion butt venom is what they use in like Botox and stuff. So looked into how much it costs to buy, say, 1,000 scorpions. Not as much as you think. and whether or not New Zealand would let us have a scorpion farm in our garage, which we could milk every now and again. Turns out you can't. Or you can also buy, you can actually get a scorpion milking machine, which is 12 times more efficient, apparently, than hand milking a scorpion one by one.
And probably 12,000 times less dangerous.
Yes.
I also read on X that if you grab 12 scorpions and just stab them in your butt, you'll literally turn into Kim Kardashian.
The algorithm's got you.
Yeah. I need to see that.
Yeah, there was a few other harebrained schemes that went on that dusty Sunday afternoon as well.
Parrot breeding.
Parrot breeding.
Parrot breeding's pretty arms
It's
though,
actually
man.
pretty smart, and it's not illegal. And like, what African greys go for, like what, 2K?
Lots.
You just get
They're
two,
very hard
you
to
get a
breed.
breeding pair, and they can make like 8 eggs a year. That's what,
16k.
it's something in that region.
How much do they cost to buy though? I imagine
About the same. But like it depends, because if you want one that's
You
like
want a breeding
you want a
pair,
stud one, yeah. We did quite a lot of reading into it. Yeah, you need a stud and then you need a mate, but they become really friendly and they can have like real. I read one and basically they'd given up. Like these two parrots had just sort of, they were still really good friends, but they'd just given up. They were well into their 60s and couldn't be asked with each other anymore. You know,
oh, menopause.
like, yeah. They just weren't having it, but they were like, you know, human years in their 30s. Like they should have been pumping them out, but nah.
What is the human year relative to the owl year?
Owl.
Like, you know, I don't know, one human year is like 4 dog years or whatever. Like, how many owl years is one human year?
Hoo-dee-hoo.
Owl years.
I'm gonna pull it up, but
No.
How long does an owl live for?
Where'd
you get owls from?
No, it's a genuine question.
Owl to human years.
I thought we were talking about parrots.
Yeah. I was thinking you could pre-train the parrots to say certain things, and you picked your favorite parrot.
Oh, I think I just got confused by when you said African greys. I was like, grey owl?
Ah, true.
What?
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Parrot.
both birds.
Okay, here we go then.
Whoa.
Down the rabbit hole we go.
What's this? What are we doing?
You put in your date of birth, and it tells you how
There's a
old you are as an
whole-
owl.
A whole animal age calculator on Google.
Yo.
You just choose the
every
animal.
Every animal.
That is crazy.
Wild.
Holy shit. If I was an owl, I'd be a wise ass owl. I'd be 212 years old, 6 months and 19 days.
Still
Wow.
on the beak.
Owls can't live that long then.
Nah, they're young bucks. What's that? 212. I'll just do it on my.
So they just gain their wisdom way quicker.
Just 7 years.
Mm.
Hoo-dee-hoo.
True.
Would you eat owl liver?
Elephant. Oh, don't lose my birthday. That's a
Do you know
design.
what a group of turtles is called?
A shell. Turtles.
No, a bale.
A bale.
A bale of turtles.
Like
Bale?
like hay.
A bale.
Bale.
Hay bale.
What's the podcast with Bobby Lee and
Bad
Santino?
Friends.
I was watching that the other day, and Santino asks him, "What's a group of Asians called?" And he goes, "A noodle."
A noodle.
A noodle of Asians. I lost it. It was hilarious.
I definitely did not just laugh aggressively.
I'm 31 years old as an elephant, so like we're pretty similar elephants in us. And then
They're a bit bigger.
This one's good. Nah, not that much.
You definitely got the trunk for it.
Nasty. Crabs, same age as owls.
Elves?
Elves. 3,000 years old.
You get an insight into Paz's brain there. He went for crabs, owls, and elephants. Must be his 3 favorite animals.
Must be.
Slightly alarming, but I'm letting go.
Next one.
Yeah, pandas are sick.
And
So dumb.
yeah, what's that chat about pandas? They're like
Thick as mints.
but they're like you have to protect them. You have to like keep them alive because they'll accidentally kill themselves, and like they eat the most unsustainable food known
Yeah.
to anything.
They literally eat themselves out of house and home. Like they're
Fall out
they're in the
trees and
same.
shit.
Sorry again, New Zealanders, but they're in the same bracket as kiwi birds. Like just let them do the thing, and when they die out, light a bolt,
They're
survival
far
of the
worse
fittest.
than Kiwis.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they
no,
have to
they're
be worse.
Well,
well
as
suited.
fuck.
But they are like slightly more fun to look at.
They're way more fun than a kiwi.
Yeah, I mean, name an animal that's more fun than a panda.
Polar bear.
No, like
That's not
fun, like
fun.
just
That's not fun.
silly
They're
fun.
well fun.
That is
Like, if you've
not
got-
fun.
They're
Fuck.
gangster.
That fun. That's the most like deadly
Like a
thing on
silly
the face of
panda
the earth,
rolling
arguably.
around, you know, like you're like polar bear.
I like
Oh, yeah.
polar bears.
Just rolling around, chilling
I'm
on the
sure a
ice
panda
with my
could
polar
fuck
bear.
you up, but I'd be a lot less intimidated being in an enclosure with panda bears.
I don't know if you've played Tekken before, but pandas are pretty lethal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd fuck you up.
Panda. If I was a
Pretty
panda,
consistent.
I'd be 85 years old. What are you gonna do with that?
Fuck
That
all.
means they probably live to 30.
But actually, if you're how much bamboo have you eaten in your life?
Oh, let's look at him.
None. So if you were a panda, you'd be dead, because that's all they eat.
My next panda birthday's in 10 months. In 18 days.
Mark it on the calendar, bro.
Let's go. I want a cake for my panda birthday.
It's just like
retarded.
made of bamboo. Takes an entire calendar human year to eat it.
Off the panda, I want to go straight into man who killed dad.
Explain
cut his head
that
off.
one.
Chopped his head clean off.
Right.
Yeah,
We're going
fuck.
full spin here, but like, yeah.
You've just got to explain
panda.
it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
who killed
pandas
That's
are
dad?
that.
very vague.
No, I'm not sure, but
It's
yeah.
it's the American guy who's like the leader of like American militias, eh?
Yeah, I mean, in inverted commas or like quotations, whatever you want to say, like, yeah, he basically says this big speech. It was on YouTube for like
Yeah.
6 hours
Yeah.
before it got taken down. He essentially beheaded his dad and then raised a call to arms on YouTube, thinking that he has like volumes of people following him, like, and basically just said like, now's the time to overthrow the government. And
Has his
dad's head in a
cling
bag.
film.
The fuck,
man.
man. Now
Yeah,
Wonder
that's
if he, do you
fucking
reckon he had a
crazy.
guillotine?
I read up on it and it was like, yeah, he'd not done a great job of it. Mum came home, you know. Oh, shit.
What did he do to mum?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He'd gone, yeah. Nah, Mum
It's just
came
like,
home.
All right, you don't
There's
work for
blood and
government.
gloves and stuff in a bath. You know, these people don't think about it very well, do they? Like,
Nah.
I'm not saying I would think about it any better, but you know.
Well, we were
Yeah.
saying it's like that Ricky Gervais show Afterlife, where like once you stop caring,
Yeah.
you're just capable of anything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you really don't give a fuck what happens to you,
Yeah.
shit.
Also, like regardless of like how much research you do and how well you think you're gonna do it, like unless you're like some form of like medical surgeon or something, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna cut his head off and it's gonna be sound, and then you actually do it and it's a fucking shit show and you're like, oh, there's blood everywhere, this is not sound, I've totally fucked this up, better stick it in a plastic bag and get the camera on quick.
Yeah, I think that the craziest thing is though, this guy actually just was so
Thought he was
so deep in this hole
Okay.
or whatever. You know, he's got 3 people talking to him online who are just
Yeah, I haven't
building
seen
it.
the
You know,
video,
those
though.
one, that old classic.
Mm.
You know, he's got a very small little psychotic fan
Enclave.
base.
Yeah.
General
And then he-
Palpatine.
Yeah, and it's pushed
Like
him.
our fan base.
He was
Yeah,
like
it's-
spouting.
small and psychotic.
He was like spouting a manifesto, basically.
Yeah,
With
fuck
his
yeah.
dad's head in his hands.
just because his dad was a government officer, essentially, worked
Mm.
for the government, worked for.
Imagine if he was just like a postman, you know, like work for the government. Like,
I think it was like a trivial like.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it was like quite.
Oh, was he
yeah,
like-
it was quite an in-depth
True.
thing. Yeah, it's like a security
Interesting.
summit.
holy fuck.
Mm,
Yeah. People be out there doing crazy shit.
yeah, the call to arms was like he was like every single person with a gun, like go and attack government buildings. Anyone you know that's a government employee is like public enemy number 1. Like kill them now.
Oh, he's recited it like the Scouts honor, like
Yeah.
it is time for you to go and take all of your fucking guns and shoot a guy. You know, like he's done that
Yeah.
one, like with his hand
Do
in
you
the air
think-
and a bag with his dad's head in it next to
Holy
it. Like,
shit.
fucking...
Do you think it's even possible to overthrow a government these days?
Yes.
Like, if you're not in a third world country, do you really think?
I truly think we might find out in our lifetimes.
I mean, a bunch of French farmers are doing
yeah.
are causing chaos in
That's
a
a
small
good
part
point,
of
yeah,
France. If everyone else gets as pissed off as they are, that entire France. If anyone is this, I'm not like a big. I'm not. Yeah, like if any country's capable of going into full scale revolution, the quickest is probably France.
Yeah.
Because they're all like they've all been conditioned over generations to be like, if things aren't going, if the people that you voted in aren't doing the things that you want that benefit your country,
Revolt.
go fucking mental.
That's probably the best tactic. That's the whole point of it, right? You just need, I guess, the majority. Like, if you have the majority in that same boat, like, let's say the majority are feeling the same way as that guy that cut his dad's head off. You hear someone, you're like, right, finally.
The best way
If there are a million people that do that, you got a problem.
The best way to revolt in the modern age is everyone just goes, we're not going to work at all. That's it. Boom. The entire economy stops. No tax, nothing. Government crumbles.
Yeah. That'd be mad.
But
but we've kind of done that on like real lengthy, you know, it's like they've almost demoed that.
Yeah, with lockdowns.
Lately, yeah, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, we can do it without you.
Yeah, we can do that without you if you want to do that. Like, it doesn't actually matter. We've got, you know.
Yeah, but if the entire country does that and isn't working at all for no reason, like they would be taking out loans upon loans to keep the country alive, and then we're not paying those loans.
Do you reckon AI could run the government like what you guys do in office?
Eventually, yeah.
Totally,
there's
take
already
over.
tools. There's already tools in place across government that are being implemented to help people perform their jobs. Where AI, like, essentially uses back catalogs of like pre-existing information of previous times certain things have happened, so as that they can inform human responses.
Yeah, immediately.
It's
It just
exactly
completely
what a human does in that situation.
Yeah, but
How
like
do
instantaneously.
we do this? What have we done in the past in that instance? And then boom.
All it needs is like a human reviewer to just make sure that, like, because obviously AI doesn't process emotion, so if there's two letters but one's written by someone who's really happy about this situation but says like similar wording, someone who's really angry about it, it will send the same response. It would send the same response to both people, even though for one of them it wouldn't make sense. So there just needs to be like a human intermediary to just make sure that it's.
Are you sure that it can't pick up on that?
Yeah, sure it can pick up on that.
It will be able
Definitely
to do it
can.
better.
It will be
Very
able to
shortly.
do it like better soon, but it's not like at that level at the moment.
It's like tailored responses. It's like it can do really good at regurgitating information. It can't super well put things into
AI's
specific.
super
So
autistic.
like, I know,
at
just
the
from
moment.
my own like minor experience or limited experiences with ChatGPT,
Yeah.
depending on the wording you use, it will respond to you differently.
Yeah.
Like if you use different words, it can almost. Well, I mean, you can ask it to be more emotive.
Yeah, but
And
how
it
many
gives
times
you that response.
How many times have you typed into ChatGPT like, why the fuck won't you tell me this, or blah blah, or like you
Loads at
typed
the
something
beginning.
with like
Why won't you do? Why won't you tell me about like porn and all this sort of stuff? Because it's
Yeah,
like telling you that
but
it won't. Right?
That's like a basic So the way to think about it is AI at the moment in this format is like highly autistic. Like it doesn't process. It processes what you say and provides you with an answer, but it isn't able. It might pick up on if you use lots of curse words. It will be like, oh, maybe this is slightly aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's not capable of like responding in kind at that same level, or like, you know what I mean?
Just because it can respond to it doesn't mean it can understand or pick up on the emotion of it.
But aren't there AI bots out there that are literally just having like intimate relationships with people and they don't know it yet? That's happening.
Fuck.
That is seriously happening. There's lots of stuff about that.
AI
Like,
chatbots
but is
and
that because they've been written that way? But then if it
They'll be provided like and fed scripts of like from seeds. Like this is what we're saying. It will develop to the point where it can do that, but at the moment, like it's
crazy.
It's being provided, certain
Every
information.
successful person, it tricks into falling in love with them. It gets better. at
Exactly
getting
right.
People to fall in love with them.
Yeah. I mean, that's why
That's
they'll be doing
fucking
that.
Crazy,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
That could
Oh,
be
what a
the,
film! Oh, crazy.
Yeah, mad.
I
I
reckon,
think it's going to hit the offices the same way like automation hit the factory floor, you know? Like if you don't need 20 people in a room to write emails, you just need one guy checking over the emails that the AI is coming up with. Where does everyone go?
That's when everyone loses their head, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
all
anything
the-
to do. So
Everyone's sitting at home and they say it only takes like 3 days without access to food and water before you start like jumping over the fence and checking out what your neighbor has.
Mm.
So
well, it's
fact.
like if you think about like the effect that the Industrial Revolution had on, or like with like coal mining and like steel in the UK, and what that did to like towns like, so like for example Motherwell was like a massive steel production town. Then they didn't need steel anymore. From there they stopped milling steel there. Town becomes like empty relative overnight. Like if there's like Wellington would be a ghost town. Like I think it's something, and this is potentially cap, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the region of like 30% of the population of Wellington work in a government or local government role.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, doing absolutely fuck all. Working from home, doing fuck all.
Yep.
Whatever you say, dude. You're literally unemployed. You can say fuck all.
No, I'm not talking directly about you. I'm talking about every single person I know that works for government.
Yeah.
There's a
know
high
so
volume
many.
of people who
You
could
just said
just leave a
30%.
job, and like people could do it.
How
Like,
many people do you think? What percentage? If it is 30, how much could that drop by and still work?
Well, I mean, like David Seymour has said, like he wants to cut down the public service by like 10 to 15%, and like arguably based on, like, this is purely my opinion, but based on what I've seen across like working across various government ministries and seeing how much gets done and in timescales, it could probably be more. Like I think especially with like, it's tough with AI, like it would, you could put everyone in like 2 buildings, like it could be like game changing. But I think it's like it is massively inflated, and the outrage that's been spun about it is like kind of skin saving maneuvers from the media, because RNZ and all that are government funded, etc., and like most of them can go. Like AI can definitely run a news website.
Well, yeah, well,
Like,
I mean, that was like the first shit that it started doing that made everyone go, what the fuck?
Yeah. So like, yeah, I think, yeah, the public service could be cut down drastically, and it would save the government a fortune, and it would just mean that the people that are in the public service would have to do more work. Some people that will hear this that work in the public service will be like, I don't need more work. If you're that person, I'm not talking about you. But if you're thinking I could do 60% more than what I'm doing, then either see you later or do 60% more and someone else can go.
Yeah, if you're mad about being told you do fuck all, you probably do fuck all.
That's it.
Exactly.
Facts. It'll be real interesting when Copilot comes across all the devices as well. Have you seen anything about Copilot?
You were telling us when we were away, but
it's fucking crazy, dude. You could have, like, let's say you have an Excel document just filled with data, and you remember Clippy?
Yeah.
Clippy guy, and you could ask
Little
him like,
man.
hey, how do I change the font? And he'd be like, you click here. It's like Clippy on steroids, and you can just be like, hey, turn this into a graph, and it'll graph it all out. Hey, turn this into a report that shows how the profits would forecast over the next 6 months, and it'll do it. Hey, can you turn that into PowerPoint, and it'll do it. And that's in the space of what, 15 minutes? That's
So
like
it's
a
like
week's fucking work.
So it's like it's just like AI that does like what you can do at
It's
the
like
moment in
Word,
automation.
Excel, Outlook integrated. It's gonna be mad.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty fucking cool.
I hate spreadsheets.
It's gonna change everyone's job, I think. Well, once it like really gets into gear, you know, there's gonna be like that learning period and like.
But are they just holding it back? Because it can do all this shit. They know it can do all this shit already.
It's in beta at the moment. So like
you say that, but it's definitely way more ahead. It's just whether or not like that's allowed to be
just
out.
not in that application, like not in that setting. Like it's way more ahead. Like the actual AI is more advanced than the system that it's in, but the system itself needs to be tuned to fall into certain parameters around like privacy, around like
But
all this
this is
shit.
what I mean.
Yeah.
It's already far more than we could ever even think of. But they're just holding it because they can't drop it yet. Essentially.
Once, it won't be long. Can't remember exactly when. But holy shit.
Yeah. Jiffy.
It should definitely have a name like Mr. Clippy though.
Yeah, that'd be class.
Copilot shit.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's like this real colourful little square triangle looking thing. But it should definitely have just been like a face. Like a real demonic face.
It's like
to do your work for you.
Nah, it's Palpatine again.
do it.
Yeah.
like the Mirror Man in fucking Shrek.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
his head.
yeah,
That'd be class. Sup, Jeeves?
Mirror, mirror on my screen. Who's the laziest of them all?
Government.
Yeah.
paychecks evaporate.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. We're all gonna have to get really good at like sweeping or something, man.
I mean, if we're talking about saving taxpayer dollar by cutting the public service, the highest public service in the land is pretty unwell at the moment. Old King Charlie Horse.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Cancer for
Saw that
him.
today.
Went in
No.
for
reckon
an
it's
enlarged
what?
prostate.
Yeah.
Found out he got something else.
It'll be prostate cancer.
Someone had their finger in
Oh,
King
no prostate.
Charles's bum.
That's good.
That's how you do it. Someone has
Fucking
fingered the
crazy.
king's butthole.
Imagine you go your whole life, you make it as a doctor, you know, you go through your whole medical training, you've been this renowned prostate guy for years, and you get that booking, and it's like, who is it? Oh, it's the king. And you're sitting there with your glove on, you know, your little tub of lube,
Knowing you're
and he
about
walks
to,
in, and you're like, fuck, bend over.
I'd
about
like
to
to think of
finger
it
the
as
to
regal
finger the
booty
king.
hole in the
Imagine the
land.
security check on that.
show me your fingers.
All of them.
At least it's not his fingers. The king's fingers are fat as
But
fuck.
I was just about to say, I'd love to think of it as like a secret. You know, like the guy coming in, the doctor is like not sure who he's got in. It's a secret. He comes in and there's this
Glory hole.
geezer lying down on a bed, and he's just got the biggest ears, and you can just see his fingers like
It's like
just
a
on.
black screen and just an ass poking out.
He just comes in, finger poke.
Just looks like someone's taped a butthole to the Champions League trophy and a packet of sausages.
That's like the what Amsterdam story of like the dad that ended up fucking his daughter in the bar.
What? Oh
Have
yeah,
you
yeah,
heard
yeah,
that? Oh
No,
my
explain.
God.
yeah.
So I heard this story once a while back, but I've seen it do the rounds. The gist of it is that a dad and a daughter are both in Amsterdam, and you can go to these clubs where there are glory holes, and you can just get fucked by random. And I'm not sure the whole build up, set up, whatever. The dad and daughter both go to the same one, end up fucking each other, and then see each other. And you like find out at the end who you fucked. They see each other. True story. Apparently.
No, I saw a video debunking
Yeah.
it,
Debunking
and she
it?
called
Okay.
like
yeah,
she.
fuck, I don't know.
The video is that in depth that she like called every single place that was mentioned on, or in all of her accounts that she'd found of this story.
Yeah.
She called all the places to see if they got a glory hole. None of them did, and all this kind of stuff. But still,
It's still a great story.
accidentally fucking
Yeah.
your daughter.
Would you
Not
kill yourself?
sound.
I think you'd have to.
What?
I was going to say Connor falls victim to fake news once again, but that's way more. Just, you've got to though. It's got to be done. You
Yeah.
can't if that happens to you. What are you gonna? You just gonna walk around? Especially if it goes viral and everyone finds out about it. Like kind of, it's like the. Have you heard the thing where it's like, would you rather like fuck a donkey and no one finds out about it, or you don't fuck a donkey but the entire world thinks you did for the rest of your life? You like, every time you walk down the street, donkey fucker, donkey fucker, everyone.
Wait, and you're saying that you would just do it?
No, I was saying
You do
like
it, no
as
one
in.
knows.
I thought you were saying like would top you. Oh, I thought you said what would you do afterwards? Top yourself, and you were like, yeah, I'd do it. Never mind, I just misheard. I was like, if everyone found out I did that, I'd top myself immediately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, I'd just take people calling me a fucking a daughter shagger, knowing full well that I didn't do it.
That curly hair doesn't cover that red ass neck, boy.
Nasty. Oh, that's
Is that a wrap then?
the question.
Could be.
Could be. An hour's probably a good length, right? Yeah.
Yeah. See ya.
sir.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Peace.
Sayonara. Don't
Bye.
forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things.
Tell your mates, and if you are one of the mates, fucking listen.
Bitch.